Hi everyone, Kymber Williams here and Emerald Ambassador with Plexus, and I'm so excited to be able to do our training tonight for our new Ambassador training series. So let's go ahead and get started here. Okay, so tonight what we're going to talk about is this is week 3 of our Training 201 series, and we're going to talk about our elevator speech, crafting your story, the shield of confidence, and your 3-way calls. Okay, so first of all, I want to start with what was covered in the 201 series. Okay, so week 1, we had IPAs, follow-up, and customer care. In week 2, we had the power of 3/duplication, integrity and doing the right thing, self-sufficiency, commitment, and avoiding the emotional roller coaster, and finally, personal and leadership development. This week, we're doing the elevator speech, crafting your story, the shield of confidence, and a 3-way call. And then week 4, we have a compensation plan. Okay, first of all, I want to start with talking about, for me, Plexus is a people business. And to grow your business, your income, and your future, networking and engaging people are a vital part of your business. Definition of networking is getting to know someone in order to benefit professionally. And so for me, I want to make a comparison of networking and engaging with people versus selling people and it's all about me attitude. So networking and engaging is working with your heart. You realize that relationships are important, engaging people, finding out about them. Networking and getting to know people is the key to this business. And then secondly, you have selling, and it's all about me. This is working with your head. You're only thinking about what's in it for me. And this is something where people can tell where your heart is. They can tell if you're working with your heart or if they're working with your head. Now, for me, networking is an opportunity to meet more amazing people in the world and to build relationships with them. Some people will buy Plexus, and some will be on my team, and then some will be friendships. When you approach network marketing this way, you feel great about the income no matter what. If you are only approaching people to sell them something, you are going to be disappointed a lot. If you will broaden your expectations by knowing that they will fit in one of those categories above, then you are working with your heart instead of your head, and people can feel that. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. What do you want people to leave feeling when they're around you? Okay, now let's go on to the elevator speech. Now, the elevator speech is a way to quickly engage a person in a short period of time. So, the saying, success is where preparation and opportunity meet. This saying is, it's just so perfect for this, because I would say that the elevator speech, talking to people out in the public, can be one of the most underprepared parts of our business. And, that's because especially because we do so much online, is that we are, texting information, messaging information. We know our business well. And I remember for me that I was doing that so much in the beginning. And then when I got out in the public and someone asked me, I was tongue-tied. I knew what to say, but I didn't know how to say it. I was used to typing it. And so preparation, when you have an opportunity to share, is going to be huge. So number 1, capture what's unique about you. And this is important because you want to stand out to that person. Number 2, you want to be engaging and interesting and have an attention-getting speech. And speech is, it's kind of a funny word because we're not making a speech. We want this to be something that's short. Now, having something engaging and interesting and attention-getting, that is going to come from practice and preparation. And we tend to make a lot of statements when we're talking to people, but start to think about what is going to engage someone. One of the top things that's going to be asking questions. So start to think about how can you make the same statement with a question mark. Number 3, you want to think short and sweet. This should only be 20 to 30 seconds long. Now, in the beginning of your business, when you don't have as much knowledge and you have a lot of enthusiasm, you will probably want to use someone else's elevator speech, one that you can identify with. Now, as you're using that elevator speech, be thinking, what is really me? And allow that to evolve into something that is very authentic for you. There's a saying, school is never out for the pro. And I love that saying because what that means is that we are always learning. In the beginning, when you have a lot of enthusiasm, you don't know a lot, you don't have all the knowledge, you can get a lot of customers that way right away in the beginning, but that's not going to last forever. So when you have more enthusiasm than you do knowledge, be prepared to become a professional. And what that means is you're preparing, you're continually learning as you go. So you do not have to know everything. It's okay to say, I don't know, but I'll find that out. And I always make a joke and say, and then we'll both have learned something new today. And so just know it's okay to say no to not say no. It's okay to say, I don't know to somebody. So remember, school is never out for the pro. You know, I know that one of the things I love the most about the leaders in Plexus and leaders that I've seen in other companies that are truly people I look up to, you know, Jen and Celeste, they are always learning. They are going to conferences, reading books. You know that they are always learning. That's such an amazing example. The next one is, which I kind of talked a little bit about it, is be prepared and share with everyone. Oh, and I just noticed the numbers are wrong on that. Be prepared and share with people. So as you start to think about your elevator speech, write it down. Get somebody else's and start with that. Start to practice it so that it becomes second nature to you. And the more that you say that, the more confident you'll become. And I encourage you to look in the mirror. I encourage you to say it to your spouse, your upline, a friend, because I can tell you when you do that, it's a little bit uncomfortable and it's kind of weird to do that kind of, you know, role playing with an elevator speech. However, if you can master it in that situation, when you're out talking to somebody you don't know, you have got it down. You will be confident. You'll be able to look them in the eyes. I know that for me, if I'm not prepared, my eyes look around and I try to cover up that I'm not prepared. And so smile and look into other people's eyes. And then fifth is we want to think about stop talking. This can be hard because especially in the beginning, especially in the beginning that we know so much that we don't know where to go with it. And so I want you to think about stop talking so that that person can respond. And a lot of times we can talk ourselves in and out of success when talking with someone. Now, I want to give you a couple of examples on the elevator speech. Somebody asks you, what do you do? You know how many people are exhausted, have migraines, chronic pain, and digestive issues? Well, I get to help them be healthier and have a better quality of life. And then this is one that I love from Ame Darling. She says, I lean in a little bit like I have something super secret and super special to tell them because I do, and say, I work with a health and wellness company, and I get to inspire exhausted people all day long to be healthier. I love that one. And then here's another one. I have the two best and most rewarding jobs in the world. I'm a mom to 3 kiddos, and I work from home part-time because I get to help people change their health and finances daily. So those are some little ideas for an elevator speech. Now I want to go on to crafting your story. And I'm going to go through these points, and I will tell you my story as an example of how to do this. So as you craft your story, once again, practice, practice, practice. And then when you're sharing with someone that you don't know, when you're sharing with someone you do, when you're sharing at an opportunity event, then you're able to get in the most important parts of your story because you've practiced. So number one is where I was. For me, it was before Plexus, my husband and I struggled financially year after year. We had been on food stamps at one point and never had money for Christmas or birthday presents. Every year we determined things would change, but they never did. Okay, number two, what I saw. I saw a friend posting about Plexus on Facebook for over a year. Not only was she making money, but I could tell she was having fun, the products worked, and that many others were as successful as she was. I was intrigued. Number three, what I did. After watching my friend post for a year, I finally joined for wholesale prices and started the product. I began to research and I saw the incredible earning potential. I began to think, what if this changed everything for us? Number 4, where I am. After 2 years in Plexus, our team just reached an Emerald promotion in January. Everything has changed for us. We just picked up a brand new Lexus. My husband and I get to go on a yearly, all expenses paid Hawaii trip, and it came with a huge pay raise. We are now paying off debt quickly that we've had for years, and we are able to financially bless others. And then number 5, where I'm going. While the car, the trip, and the income are amazing, the best part continues to be watching lives change. Seeing people who struggled like we did find freedom. Seeing single moms thrive when they had struggled. Money does not solve problems or make you happy, but it does create choices. I found hope in listening to other stories when I started Plexus, and now I hope our story will bring hope to others too. So that's just a breakdown of how to craft your story, and I encourage you all to do that. It makes such a difference to be prepared with your story. Okay, next I want to talk a little more about talking to people when you're out running errands, on vacation, no matter where you are, even on an airplane. One of the things growing up, my mom is an amazing network marketing woman, businesswoman. She is just a people person. And something she's always taught me was always start with an engaging, friendly question. So say you're out, how do you start talking about Plexus if you don't want to lead with that? And so you can start talking and asking questions. What brings you here today? Say you're at a hotel and you're actually in an elevator. Ask them, what brings you here today? What are you here for? Ask them questions. How old is your little girl? Do you have other children? Start to engage people, be friendly, smile, and make eye contact with people, and even just love on people. I think even a good place to start with this is just being friendly to people as you're out and about, and then gradually work into where you can talk about Plexus. Share your business with boldness and conviction. What is the worst thing that could happen? And this is something that I like to ask when somebody's really scared of doing one particular thing is, what is the worst that could happen? Really, the worst is they could say, no, I'm not interested. And then what happens? You get your card back, and then you're able to move on to your next no that will lead to your next yes, or your next yes and yes and yes. Sample cards help a lot when you're talking to strangers. And so for me, I love the sample cards that have a place to put the Plexus Slim sample on it. And I can hand that out and say, you know what, you were so amazing today. I love your attitude. I just love who you are. So I just wanted to give you my business card. I'm building my business in this area. And would you happen to know anybody that has chronic pain or digestive problems or blood sugar issues? I would be so grateful for referrals. And a lot of times someone will say, oh, well, I do, or my mom does. And what I would do from there is, once again, you want to ask a question and engage. You don't want to tell people. Instead of saying, here, let me get your number, is say, would it be okay if I got your number? Or are you on Facebook? That's always a great way for me to connect with people. So asking them for information, because that's a way to get back in touch with them. Being genuine and honest. And once again, a lot of times our heart can be so good, but if we are unprepared, it will be hard to come off as genuine and honest because, for me, I know in the beginning I was sweating bullets. I wanted to do it right. I wanted to say the right thing, but I was not prepared. So being genuine and honest really does come with practicing what you're going to say, and really knowing your heart for your business. We have something that the masses are desperate for. I mean, if you just look around, the entire world needs Plexus. So be bold as you share your business. Okay, next, the shield of confidence. I love this. What this is this helps you come up with a way to block somebody's objection and present Plexus from a place of strength. So it looks a little more complicated than it is. When I first learned about it, I thought, oh my gosh, it seemed too complicated, but I want to break it down for you. So what this does is, if you have somebody say to you, Plexus is too expensive, what you can do is you turn the conversation back to what you know about our products and company, instead of focusing on them saying that it's too expensive. Now, we also will have someone say, what do you know about this company in comparison to Plexus products? It's not our job, it's not your job to know about other companies. You don't need all those answers. And so with the shield of confidence, you can stand firm on what you do know about Plexus. And this is an amazing tool that was shared by Rhonda Williams and Tara Penny. So now I want to break it down more, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So we're going to start with the truth, and you're going to include your story plus 2 more. And then as you see, there's 4 quadrants to the shield, so you're going to add one of those quadrants into your response. So that first one, we have the 60-day money-back guarantee. Then we have Plexus regularly updates scientific research that stands behind their products. Next is the phenomenal growth of the company. And next, thousands of online testimonials from real people. So these are the things we know about this company. Okay, how does Plexus compare to product XYZ? This would be a shield of confidence answer. I don't know about product XYZ, but I do know that Plexus helped me kick my out-of-control sugar and junk food cravings. I slimmed down and I've never felt better. My friend Amy says that Plexus Slim saved her life. ProBio 5 gave her life back due to severe IBS. Plexus grew by over 16,400% in 3 years. That does not happen with products that don't work. And then finally, if somebody says to you, it's so expensive. Oh my gosh, I know what you mean. When I first started, I didn't know how we would afford it either. But my joint pain and my migraines from chemo subsided, and I no longer had uncontrollable sugar and junk food cravings. I couldn't not share with people. I was making more than enough to cover the cost of my products, and I was saving money because I didn't make fast food and Starbucks stops anymore. With thousands of online testimonials, you can see how really Plexus is an investment and not an expense. Plus, customers get a 60-day money-back guarantee. You don't have anything to lose. So that breaks down that shield of confidence, and I encourage you to look at that and even, once again, to write down and practice some responses when you get those from people. Okay, next I want to go over 3-way calls. And the first one is prospects. 3-way calls are such an important part of this business. It's a great way to build your business. You're able to have an upline who, not in all cases, but who is, may have a little bit more experience or knowledge and is able to help you, and it's a great training tool for you. So when you want to talk to somebody about doing a 3-way call, the first thing you want to do is you want to give third-party edification. And so if I am your upline, you would say, hey, Amy, I would love to have you talk to my friend Kymber. She is a stay-at-home mom too. She's been involved in another network marketing company, and she just loves her Plexus business. She also went through cancer several years ago like you did, and I just feel like the 2 of you would hit it off. So you want to refer to me as your friend, because this is not something where we're going to pressure them. It's something where we're able to ask them questions, find out what they're looking for, and give them some information and make a good decision. So we want this to be fun and an enthusiastic and laid back phone call. So you want to make that connection between a prospect and your upline when you're on the call. So you introduce each other. So this is Susie Kymber. She is a stay-at-home mom just like you are. And then also introducing me the way that I initially did. You want to also let them know we're not going to keep them on for a long time, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. And then an outline for what will happen on the call is that first introduction where you introduce the prospect and the upline to one another. Number 2 is we're going to ask the prospect questions about what they're interested in. Are they interested in products, the business? What exactly are they looking for? Third, we're going to gear the information and stories to what the prospect will relate best to based on their answers or interest. And then finally, we'll help build belief in them, encouraging them that from what we've heard from them, where they are in their life, that they can make this happen in their life too. And ending with a good story that they can relate to. So that's the 3-way call with prospects. Now let's move on to 3-way calls with a new ambassador. So this is another amazing training opportunity for you. When a new ambassador gets started, you want to get them on the call with your upline right away. This is so important because you want to capitalize on their excitement. So you want to schedule that call with your new ambassador and your upline, and then you want to be on that call so that you can listen and learn. Now here's an outline and a breakdown of that call. First of all is we're going to establish their why. Why have they started Plexus? What are their dreams? What are they hoping for from this business? Number two, once we've established that, we can start some goal setting, whether we look at how much they need to make a month or how much they're wanting to. If they want to replace an income, we can start realistically looking at the steps they need to take for that. Number three, we want to talk about smart Facebook posting so that they can be really effective on social media. Number four, we're going to talk about making their Franks list. And a Franks list, you have 100 to 200 people on that list, at least 100. You don't want to prejudge anybody. If somebody comes to your mind, you want to put them on that list no matter what. And Franks stands for, it's a way of helping you break that down so that you can make your list. It's friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids connections, and spousal connections. And then number five, we'll go over resources for them. Team pages, support pages, YouTube videos, all of the different ways that they can get connected and really get some good knowledge. Okay, so those are our three-way calls. I really encourage you all to use those because they are a great tool that will really benefit your business. Okay, and then I want to end with, what if this could change everything for you? I hope that this is something, especially if you're a new ambassador, that is just going on, rattling around in your brain, and that you're really allowing that phrase to permeate your business, because that was something that really drove me in the beginning and continues to. Remember that this business changes lives. There's a learning curve as you present this company. There has been for all of us. The more you practice, the better you'll get. So my question for you as we end is, being broke and not having enough is hard. Being new and just starting something is hard as well. Which hard are you going to choose? So I just want to thank you all for being on tonight, and I hope that this was beneficial for you all, and have a wonderful week.